So, I've already talked about Pokemon a lot. Like, I think 2 videos I've already made about it. I think, why is my... Alright, well, I'm blurry for some reason. But that's fine. Hopefully you can hear me just fine. I just want to gush about Pokemon. Okay, I, I fucking love Pokemon. I'm not exactly playing it right now. I'm doing, Xenoblade, Chronicles 3D. It's a really good game. But, Pokemon. Alright? So, I've played them all. Alright? I've been to Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, Kalos. I got Kalos from walking through Kalos. Shit fucking hurts. It's great. I love Pokemon. I can tell you each generation I played through how fucking amazing it was and how fondly I remember it. Kanto was the one that started it all. Of course, back then we didn't call it Kanto. It was just the world of Pokemon. Conveniently really small. Although back then it was enormous. 150 Pokemon was mind-boggling to catch. But now it blows my mind that there's 721 of them and counting. Yeah. Gen 1 started it all. By the time I was like 10 or... I was around 10 when it hit, so perfect age to start your Pokemon journey. And when Pokemon was also itself starting out, it was great. Everyone was playing it, and you could find kids everywhere to battle or trade Pokemon with, and it was just super into it. It was great. I loved it. I still do. Generation 2, I had to convince my dad that I was old enough to still play Pokemon. 26, and I still play. And, fuck, man. Going through the entire region of Johto, halfway through playing that, you're like, oh shit, this place has a name? One of the old places' name is called Johto and Old Place. Of course, you beat the game and you're like, oh, that was awesome. And they're like, hey, we fucking go to Old Place. Also, it's called Kanto. Oh, that's what it's called. Okay. There's still a good amount of people into it. You could find plenty of people to battle and trade Pokemon with. Third generation was also very exciting because I had that game close to release date. Hang on, I'm really thirsty, I'm sorry. I had that game pretty close to release date. I got it on a weekend with my brother Dave, and him, me, and other friends Johnny would fucking when we caught them all, I basically taught myself Braille just so I could fucking figure out the Regice, Registeel, Regirock puzzles. The Regis. Oh my god. So much exploring. So amazed by all the stuff they added into the game. I was a dumb kid, so I didn't even realize that I couldn't trade Pokemon. Or if I did, it didn't bother me, I guess. Because I don't remember hating it or whatever. It was great though, But yeah, wow, man, Gen 3 was great. I loved how I could look into a puddle and fucking see my reflection. You fucking kidding me? That blew my mind as a kid. Oh, water reflects shit? No way! And then, we're in high school and they're like, oh, Pokemon's still going. No, they fucking into whatever. Oh no, check it out, Diamond and Pearl, go ahead for your DS. Okay. Played it. I got Platinum on release day. And then Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I finally got Soul Silver a little bit late, but I got it. My friends came to visit me. I had to go hang out at the mall. Fucking went to go pick it up that day. That was amazing. But that's a remake. get into remakes right now, but Black and White, I was in Louisiana when that came out, and I played it with my fiance at the time, and that was amazing in itself, just to like to start a brand new Pokemon adventure with someone who in my life I was also on an adventure with. It's really cool. But let me pause that for a second and go back to Gen 4, because Gen 4 was the first Pokemon generation when I actually started to get into like learning how to actually battle. Not just like, oh, this one's a fire, go a water Pokemon, use a water attack, I win. You know, I was like, oh, let me learn the actual type matchups and stats, physical specials, all the good shit, you know. And so by the time I hit Gen 5, I was like actually like really into building a good team. But yeah, it was, fuck, man, Gen 5 was amazing because I was like, oh man, you know, people are like, oh, the sprites blow up and they look bad and pixelation. It's like, oh, it's Pokemon, so you know they ease things in that. And that's the other thing with Black. And you know, I don't want to talk about remakes and shit, but they were like, oh, Black, White, Black 2, White 2. It's like, all right, well, they're all moving Pokemon and dynamic camera angles and shit. And it's like the last two DS entries they had for Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, they were all 2D static sprites that maybe were animated when they were thrown into battle. It's like, oh man, for Diamond and Soul Silver, they could have made them look as dynamic and into it as they did Black and White and 2 and 2. And you're just like, oh, you know, well, they could have done that. Nah, I'm, you know, whatever. And it bugs me, but at the same time, they had also just done full 3D landscapes. So I guess they didn't want to change the battle too much, you know. And that's the thing I'm starting to notice here. There's this new pattern for the Game Boy and Game Boy Colors. From Red and Blue to Gold and Silver, they changed quite a bit for like sprites and overworld, more colors, more varied color palettes, and that's fine. And then from Game Boy Color to Game Boy Advance, you know, they made way more colors, way more varied sprites, more detailed sprites, and just pretty much everything looked prettier, you know, because the hardware could allow for it. And then for the DS, they moved on to full 3D environments. That's pretty cool. That's good. Of course, it's still 2D images, but they look nice. The Pokemon sprites look very well detailed. And then, oh shit, hang on. You know, Gen 5, you're like, oh, you know, more dynamic camera angles, more sweeping landscapes, and you know, just way more cinematic presentation, I guess. And the battles were into it, because now the Pokemon were constantly moving. I mean, sure, they were just GIFs, but pretty good for a handheld, for the DS. And then they moved to the 3DS for X and Y. And let me tell you, I got Pokemon Y release day, and I played it damn near constant, actually pretty much constant, for like 2 weeks straight. And I beat the main portion of the game in like 2.5 weeks, because I was trying to not rush through it exactly, but at the same time I just wanted more. You know, when I got a gym badge, I wanted to explore. I wanted to move forward. I wanted to press on. I wanted to see what the rest of the game had to offer. I wanted to see what the entire game had to offer. I was dumbfounded by all the things they stuffed in this game, and it was like, you could play with your Pokemon. You could train them more easily to get the EV stats. You could fuck, the battles were so engaging because they're 3D. The overworld exploration, you're like, oh, it's a straight line. It's like, well, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna argue that it wasn't as open-ended as, say, Gen 4 or 2. Okay, but at the same time, or arguably 3, but more so 4, and to an extent 2. But, you know, they look nice. They look really pretty. They look flashy, catchy, and I don't know, something about the 3D models and the environments and the crazy camera angles and just the beautiful landscapes and scenery that they can paint with full 3D renders. Just gorgeous, beautiful things you can see. And you're like, wow, this is a Pokemon game. You can sitting on benches. You sit on a goddamn bench. Camera pans down. You're like top down, looking at the whatever, and you go sit on a bench and like pans back and shows this nice waterfall, some buildings, lights, maybe some people walk around doing whatever. You know, it's nice. It's got atmosphere. People are like, oh, Lumio City was fucking terrible. I got lost. I took a cab from now every now and again, you know. There's no shame in that. Or maybe there's a lot. I don't fucking care. I loved it. Lumio City was #1, hands down, my favorite Pokemon location ever. Fucking ever. Because it's beautiful. And there's just so much going on. And you can just walk around for days and just get fucking lost until you actually learn your way around by memory. And, you know, people are like, oh, dude, fucking get lost. It's like, okay, but if you can fucking drive around in goddamn Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, or even, God forbid, Grand Theft Auto 5, it's the hugest fucking map ever, and you're like, man, I don't even need to look at the map. I know my fucking back of my hand. I did that with Vice City, but still. You know, if you can do that, you can walk around one city in a Pokemon game and figure your way out eventually. It's fucking tiny in comparison, so don't give me that. Don't. It's beautiful. I love it. So I guess what I'm ultimately getting at is, here's the thing. When they were just talking about X and Y, and people were making all this speculations and weird shit about what it was going to be like, it's like, no, you're all fucking wrong. Go play Black 2 and White 2. Exactly how that game's presented in an overworld. Occasional dynamic cameras and Intuit battles. Now take all of that and make everything 3D. That's what X and Y is going to be. That's what X and Y is. That's what it turned out to be. It turned out to be more than what you can imagine. It's like, yeah, there's camera angles. There's Intuit battles that are engaging and more visually appealing. 3D models, 3D landscapes, 3D everything. There you go. Hey, you want to customize your trainer and change what they're fucking wearing in real time and in all aspects of the game, overworld and in battle? There you go. You want to fucking pet your Pikachu and feed it a puff? There you go. It just, all the things they did with it was astounding. And so here's what I'm saying. From Generation 4, Diamond and Pearl, 3D overworld, 2D everything else, to the remakes, same thing, to Black 2, White 2, where 3D overworld, more dynamic camera angles, and still 2D battles, but the animated, they're constantly moving, so it gives more breath of life to it, arguably. Should be like, oh, they look soulless. Alright, well, whatever. Possibly. Some of them. It's just more into it, and it's basically they ease their way to get to that point. Could they have done that for Diamond to Soul Silver? Yeah, obviously. The technology is there and utilized in Black to Black 2. It's argued that you could They could have done everything they did in Black to Black 2 in Diamond to Soul Saber. They could have done it. But Game Freak doesn't apparently do that. They ease their way into things. Sure, when they jump from Game Boy Color to Game Boy Advance, all that crazy shit was different, you know. But come Emerald, after Fire Red and Leaf Green, they show you what they can really do. When they jump to DS, it's a huge overhaul. But they still ease you into what they can do until you get to Black 2 and White 2, and that's like the definitive, this is what Pokemon can be on this system. So, for X and Y, huge overhaul in the 3D. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire adds in all these cool features like soaring, you can actually fly in more or less real time over the map. It's basically just a minimized map. 3D topographical, whatever. You get what I'm getting at here. They add in all these sorts of new things, like a better interface instead of just the PSS Super Training Pokemonomy thing. Instead of just one, and that's all you have on the touchscreen. Now you get those three things over here, as well as a real-time map that someone doesn't have to hand you a map, it's just inherently there. It's like, hey, there's a map. You open the map, and you see the city. You're like, here's where you are. Click it. Ooh, here's the map. Here's the city. You want to fly there? Boom, there you go, you're flying. If you have a Pokemon that knows fly and have a badge for it, then you're there. You don't have to be like, the menu, Pokemon, that one, fly, here. You just be like, oh shit, map, here, fly, done. It's convenience. It's good design. So they ease their way into 3D graphics on the DS 3D Overworld. They ease their way into cool features. Granted, some of them didn't carry over exactly, and then they ease their way into what the definitive DS version would be. Or arguably, they could have made a way better one, but still. So they've made the overhaul into 3D, okay, and then now with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they've added even more stuff on top of the 3D. And so with Sun and Moon, yeah, it's a Sun and Moon video. Eat a dick. Now with Sun and Moon taking their initial leap into 3D with X and Y, all the additions and tweaks they've done for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Sun and Moon is going to be the definitive 3D Pokemon entry on the 3DS. And yes, it's going to be Gen 7. If you go look at the trailer, they say, we've started here, red and blue, gold and silver, ruby and sapphire, diamond and pearl, black and white, X and Y. My other hand's holding the camera. And now we're here. So, they mentioned all of the main entry Pokemon titles. Sun and Moon is a new main entry Pokemon title. They showed a bird. The one we've never seen before. They're not going to just make a bird randomly. It's not like Black Kyurem and White Kyurem. And there you go. It's not Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. That's a blatant remake, and there's also new Megas. It's a new bird, a new mythical Pokemon, new mascot legendaries, new starters, new region, new everything. And it's going to be tied into X and Y's story, or something of the sort, because it'll include Zygarde too. Undoubtedly. It just fucking has to. Because they're not going to be like, hey, you want Pokemon Z? Here's Sun and Moon. Also, here's new Zygarde forms. They're not going to be like, hey, here's new Zygarde forms, and then not use them. So far, the only time they've introduced something super bullshit amazing is all that weird armor on Mewtwo, and then they didn't put them in one of the games. Okay, cool. And I'm sure there's more examples I'm missing here. People are going to be like, Ash Greninja That's like, alright, well, shit. Why did I even have to bring that up? Because I don't even have a thing for that. That's just some weird shit. That's like some Pokemon Pokken tournament shit right there. I don't fucking know. What if Pokemon Sun and Moon are gonna be half 3D turn-based battles with Mega Evolutions, and then an option to like go into a 2D Smash Brothers fighter. Half turn-based RPG, half Pokken tournament. Um, I got nothing. I don't sit here and think of crazy shit and lore and fucking mythology, legendary inspiration shit. I don't do that. I'm just using logic, known patterns, and no, it's not like, oh, my patterns. It's like, no, because people are like, oh, they made yellow, they made crystal, they made platinum, emerald. They're gonna make Z and gray. They never make gray. They're clearly not making Z, but they did introduce new Zygarde forms. So something's got to give. Sun and Moon have got to include Zygarde somewhere. It's probably going to include all 4 legendaries, 2 from X and Y, the 2 new ones from Sun and Moon, and somehow, I don't fucking know how, all have something to do with Zygarde. It just makes sense. It makes sense. I don't fucking know how to explain it to you other than that. It just fucking makes sense. Either which way. I'm looking at the recording time right now, and I'm at like 22 minutes, and I can almost guarantee you people zoned out after like 3, if even that. So, that's all I got. I love Pokemon. I've been playing each Pokemon every fucking generation. Each generation I love more than the last. And they've all been very wonderful to play through. I mean, hell, even through X and Y, I just fucking sitting around getting my nails done. Yeah, I get manicures. These are in need of one. Alright. So, I'm sitting around getting a manicure and PSS lights up. Someone's like, so-and-so wants to battle. The lady's like, you can't really play your game right now. I'm trying to get your nails. And I was like, you don't understand. This person wants to battle me, and I have to win. I won, by the way. But I went after they were finished with my nails, I went over next door, and I was like, it was a GameStop next door, and I was like, hey, did someone just battle me? He's like, yeah, I battled you. You're pretty good. And I was like, oh, thanks, man. You want to go get a burger or something? And we were friends. Him and his fucking wife and me, we went to go get burgers, talk about Pokemon, have a beer. It's pretty fucking cool. And that only happened because we were playing Pokemon, so, I mean, shit. It's a great franchise, man. They're all good. And they're not all perfect, but it's fucking Pokemon. It really doesn't have to try that hard anymore. 23 minutes. 24 minutes. I'm out. I'm gone. It's fucking Gen 7, Zygarde, Pokemon's cool. Alright, let's see ya. Oh shit, I didn't hit. Oh, well.